All right, and we're live. Deadman Stone Podcast. Your host, Mr. Deadman, co-host Becky. Our guest tonight,
Hey!
Richard Raven.
Yay! You didn't slaughter his name.
How am I gonna slaughter that? That's easy. That's all American right there.
I don't
Richard
know, but
Raven.
you would have found a way.
Yeah.
You would have found a way.
Well, I made it happen. What am I gonna do? Richard Raven.
Raven!
Raven. You like that, Richard?
See,
I get the same treatment that Ray Garden got the other night.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not special treatment. Don't kid yourself. It's Raven. Everyone gets that little Cajun flair. Okay. Everyone gets that. Although Ray Garton was great. That was great. All right, before we get carried away, I think we have a few announcements. Let's do the ad real fast. What's going on with that?
Okay. All right. This is from Richard Rumpel, and this is the ad. What happens when a succubus takes advantage of the creature of the night? Why are Bigfoot creatures so hard to find? What would you do if attacked by slithering serpents? Gabriella is your guide to 13 Tales of Terror in her book, Gabriella Tales from a Demon Cat. Readers state, I didn't sleep for 3 days after that story, and that one scared the hell out of me. Richard Rumpel's Gabriella Tales from a Demon Cat, available on Kindle or in paperback at Amazon.com.
All right, so pick up a copy. Definitely do so. All right. Any other announcements?
Yes.
Oh, we have a new book coming out, Trespass. That's released this Sunday.
Yes, and we're having a release party and a live show all at one time.
That's right.
So come join us and win books and all kinds of neat things.
That's right. Books.
And there is another announcement.
Oh, we got plenty. Let's see. You can get me drunk tonight. You can get Mr. Deadman drunk. I'll be taking a shot for $5 donations. The link is in the description box below. There's a PayPal link and a Screen Labs link. You just, whichever one, you donate $5 and I'll take a shot. Here's a shot cam right now. Shot cam. Looking at some moonshine right here. Moonshine. Look at this. Dixie Tea Moonshine. Tastes like NyQuil, but you can make me do it. Other announcement, tomorrow is the Sausage Fest stream, which is going to be interesting. Can't do it on YouTube.
So scared.
Can't do it on YouTube. Because
I'm terrified.
I get flagged down. So, yeah. So check that. So tomorrow at 9:30 at night, Sausage Fest, and also ripping on some trolls and some internet trolls.
Don't you have something very special for Gary Buller?
Oh yeah, I do.
Planned?
I'll be confessing my love to Gary Buller, and Tony Evans. Yeah, it's totally.
Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, it's okay. I have to share. I hopefully I can make that work. Let's see. Well, now with all that out of the way.
No. We got one more
announcement.
announcement.
It gets even better, guys. Yeah. Okay.
It does.
To help fund a new computer, $10 donations, you get to watch Becky tase her brother.
Tase my brother.
That is for real.
Donate.
She will tase her brother. You hear her brother in the background? You hear her brother in the background right now.
Yeah, tase my brother.
Becky will tase his redneck ass, and you get to watch him. Yeah. Okay.
He's gonna flop around like a fish.
That's right. Okay. Well, let's get into this. So what do we have? What do we have for our news bits? What's going on?
Oh, Lord. It's amazing to me.
Oh, yeah?
Well, okay. We'll start with the sad stuff first.
Okay, what's the sad stuff?
Roy Clark died.
Oh, man.
Roy Clark from Hee Haw. Yeah, he was 85.
Man, he made it pretty well, though. He made it pretty far, 85.
Yeah, he died. The cause was complications of pneumonia.
Ah, huh. That's weird. Pneumonia.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're at that age, 85, I mean, just about anything can take you. I mean, your immune system's compromised and fucked
Yep.
and all that. Oh, by the way, Mr. Raven, you can totally cuss on the show. Shit. No, I think
I'm absolutely shocked to hear Roy Clark about it. I remember being forced to watch Hee Haw when I was a kid. I mean, I was a staple in my parents, television watching habits, and I can remember him and Buck Owens just really laying it down,
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the song they used to sing.
Oh, yeah.
I won't sing it to you.
Oh, no? You'll spare us? You'll spare us?
Yeah, I'll spare you this time.
Thank you. Well, you know what? I know $5 donations for shots, but I think that deserves a shot.
I think so too, but you might want to wait till this one so you don't take two.
Okay, well,
unless you just want to take two.
Not of moonshine. Okay, what's going on?
William Goldman, the screenwriter of All the President's Men and The Princess Bride, has died.
Man. What? He's dead?
Yeah. Yep. Dead. Died from complications from colon cancer and pneumonia.
Pneumonia? Shit, it's taking everybody.
It's mean stuff.
Man. Whenever I get pneumonia, I just like sneeze and just feel real weak and drink some, water and orange juice. But I'm still young. Fuck. And colon cancer. God damn. You know what? I'll say Princess Bride. That's a great movie right there. That's a fantastic movie.
It is.
I don't mind saying that as a dude. That movie's great.
I love it. I mean, we used to watch it like over and over and over and over again.
Hell, we need more movies like that. We need another Princess Bride, but not a remake, but like just something original. I'd watch that over any sort of these regurgitated comic book movies that just keep on pumping out. It's like, I'm getting tired of it. I know it's unpopular opinion, but I'm just getting tired of it. It's like one more CG fest over after another. It's like, come on, man. Come on. And then it just gets worse. It gets worse. I saw something. I know they're digressing here, but I saw a trailer for a movie, Robin Hood, a new Robin Hood. But I don't know if you've seen this, Becky. I don't know if you've seen this, Richard. But they're playing it up like it's like some sort of Ocean's 11 sort of thing. Like it's a heist. Like they're pulling off a heist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen the advertisements for that. The one you're talking about, the all-female cast. Yeah.
Oh, wait. No. That's the Ocean's 11 with all female. Fortunately for us, 2018 spared Robin Hood. Robin Hood is still a dude. He's still a dude. I'm surprised. 2018, you'd be thinking Robin Hood would be a female now too, but nope, nope, not yet. Okay.
No.
All right. What else we got?
Okay. Oh. All right. The next one is it just blows my mind. Teenagers boil sanitary pads to get high.
What?
Yep.
What?
I am not kidding you. I am not joking. As bizarre as it sounds, young Indonesians have found another affordable way to get tipsy. Boiling sanitary pads and drinking the water.
Oh, God.
It has something to do with the chlorine in the boiled mixture that creates a feeling of flying and hallucinations similar to the sensation experienced when taking certain drugs.
God damn it. I mean, just smoke some weed or something. What the hell is going on with these kids?
Oh, wait a minute. It gets worse.
Wait. It gets worse?
The used pads they took from the trash for put in boiling water. After it cooled down, they drank it together. Let that.
Oh,
Yeah.
anyone? I mean, do
That's really wanting to escape from reality, I swear.
No kidding.
It must.
I mean, can you?
Oh, it must suck. It must suck in Indonesia. I mean, how bad must it be over there where they're wanting to drink water from used sanitary diapers, pretty much?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
imagine,
just now.
imagine grabbing your grandma's Depends and just boiling water. God, you know, I might have to take a shot for just to wash this down. Let me just turn on the shot cam now.
I mean,
Ray,
can you? I mean, all kinds of stuff, and we never thought of that, did we, Richard?
Yeah.
We did all kinds of crazy things. Well, not that.
I didn't think
stupid.
anything, but I've heard stories about people breaking into funeral homes and stuff like that, to get these various ingredients to make meth. And I didn't think anything would top that. Well, you did.
Wow. And I did some research on
know.
this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Becky.
Yeah, I didn't know that they broke into funeral homes to get stuff.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah.
They still do.
Oh wow.
And here's the shot. I gotta wash this. That's a palate cleanser. Drinking this, what's equivalent to like NyQuil as a palate cleanser. Fuck. Okay. All right. Do we have anything else for news?
Nothing I want to talk about now.
Oh, I thought there was something about Amy Schumer. Is there something about Amy Schumer?
Oh yeah.
Because that would
She's been
totally
hospitalized.
Oh.
And I am not even trying to pronounce whatever's wrong with her.
Oh man. Yeah, I heard about this. And
Hypermesis.
I'm not.
Gardium.
Yeah,
Gardarium.
good luck. Hyper.
I don't know what that is.
Hypermesis gravidarum. Okay, I wanted to
It's
say.
hypermesis and something.
Okay. Gravidarum. I think so. I think that's what it is. We'll just go with it.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. Now, I hope her pregnancy goes well. I hope she doesn't experience any other complications, and I hope the baby is fine. But when I heard this story,
it does say that the baby's fine.
Okay, that's good. But my first reaction when I heard the story was, who's she going to blame now? Who's she going to blame for this one? I mean, am I wrong for saying that? For thinking that?
Oh, no, probably not.
I mean, Amy Schumer is the sort of comedian that built her career on, oh, I'm fat and I'm a slut. But yet whenever someone like makes fun of her for being a slut or makes fun of her for being fat, she's like, oh, you're slut shaming me. Oh, you're fat shaming me. So then she turns her stick into, oh, now I'm the victim. And then her routine is dying and her Netflix special tanked so hard that Netflix had to get rid of or change the rating system. It's like, oh my God. Like this victim mentality, like it's not working for you. It's like no one cares. Like you're losing your audience, and clearly she is. When her latest movies have been bombing, her last movie was like 30% Rotten Tomato. It's like, come on.
She needs to stay at home and be a mom.
That's what it is. I think if anything, this is a calling for her. I think this is God's way of saying, hey. Pump the brakes real fast. Stop what you're doing and think about it. Because it's also, there's material out there saying that she's stealing jokes. And I'm surprised that Rogan hasn't gone as hard as he went with Carlos Mencia. Because the videos are like clear as day. They'll show one comedian and compare it to Amy. It's like the same thing. It's like the same fucking thing. You know, it's like, man, she just needs to pump the brakes, gather her thoughts. I know, build on something new. Like the whole I'm slutty and fat. That's gonna burn you out, especially if you're a mom. I don't know if you can maintain that. I don't know if that's a good stick.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, especially if she's sensitive to where she can't take fat jokes, because when what's his name, Chris Farley was the fat guy. He did fat jokes all the time, right? He was the fat guy. So, and he embraced it. Now, of course, he had a crazy party lifestyle and burned out like a just a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Just went in blaze. God damn. But this helps me. Honestly, I might be the only one, but this helps me after going through the unfortunate passing of Roy Clark and William, and hearing about kids drinking
Yeah, I can't believe it.
diaper water. It's just okay. With that out of the way, I think we can go into horrible covers. Okay, now, Mr. Raven. Hey, Richard.
Yes.
Okay, now I know you haven't had a chance to see these covers, so you're going to take our word for it about how horrible they are. Now, if you want to, you can look them up on Amazon because they're available there.
I'll send them to you so you can see them tomorrow.
Yeah. So I don't know which one you want to go first. Let's see. Let me just pull random. Rhonda Hopkins Survival. Oh my God. This thing. Where do we start, Becky? Like, where do we start with this?
Well, first of all, the woman in the picture with the axe and the knife.
Yes. I didn't even know she was wearing. I didn't even know she had a knife. I didn't even see it. It's so blurry and so hard to tell what the fuck is going on.
It is very blurry, but she's awful clean for someone carrying a bloody knife and a bloody axe.
Yeah, but and my thing is that
she doesn't look very upset.
She looks fake, right?
Yeah.
Like she
does.
Okay, I don't know if you guys are gamers who play many video games, but she looks like like PlayStation 1 graphics for those who play games. She looks like PlayStation 1 graphics. She looks like Lara Croft Tomb Raider in like the early days.
Oh Lord.
It's pretty bad. And like the denim jeans, it blends in with the road. Like she's almost non-existent. I practically don't even see her. And she has this Marty McFly jacket on.
All you do is see her head. Yeah, her head and her blonde hair. That's what stands out.
And the skull like what the fuck? The skull in the background.
You know, it took me a few minutes to figure out what that was behind her. I kid you not. I was like, what is that?
And then what's going on?
And then
is the skull like crashing down like a meteor in the background? Is that what's happening? Is that what's causing the flames?
So.
How can you tell?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. It's horrible.
I mean, would you release a book with a cover like this?
No.
No. Just based on your description, no.
No.
No, you wouldn't, Richard.
Okay, what does the chat say? What does the chat say? See, RC says bad photo man IP. Yeah. Anyone else in the chat? Koga. Hey, Koga. I know you're listening. What do you think about this?
Wait till you see it. Wait till you hear about the next one, Richard. It's amazing.
I like how Koga said people are paying to watch the making of an alcoholic in real time. I'm already an alcoholic. I'm just functioning.
You hush. You are not. Okay, did you see the next book, Centipedes?
Centipedes? Oh, man.
Centipedes. Isn't it Centipedes or something?
Satanipedes. Satanipedes or something. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce Satanipedes. Satanipedes.
Okay, it's really hard. It's hard, not only hard to say, or impossible to say, but it's really hard to read that too.
Yeah, it is. There's like a lens flare. J.J. Abrams was like
the lettering is horrible.
Yeah.
The guy in the picture looks like, think of Indiana Jones.
That's what I was
Richard.
thinking.
And then there's this great big centipede crawling across the cover, but it's outlined in white.
Yeah. Like a really questionable white too. Like, okay, he looks like a reject.
It's like fluorescent.
Like it doesn't even belong there. Like it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this here? What is this?
Right.
It definitely doesn't.
No, that could have been a really cool effect. Laying the centipede over top of that. You know, it would have looked like it was crawling on the top of the book. That would have been creepy as hell.
See, I don't know if I would have went with this though, because you're using a real image of some dude who looks like a knockoff of Indiana Jones, okay, a watered down version or something. And did you notice the little scrape he has on his face?
Yeah,
that looks
that
fake.
doesn't blend very well.
No, that looks like someone.
It looks like he's got a cat scratch on his face, Richard.
Yeah. He has some good blue eyes.
It's kind of funny.
That blue eye is staring right at me.
He does. I like the eye. Okay.
There better be a nude scene in this book. I'm just saying. The blue eyes are staring right at me. I'm just saying.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
You better hold that in until tomorrow.
I'll hold it in. I'm sorry.
Okay. See. The next one. What's wrong with baby?
Oh, you want to do that one?
Dear
you want to do
God.
that one? I pulled in Helicopter Man, but no. We can do What's Wrong with Baby. Hold on, let me pull that up real fast. What's Wrong with Baby? Because this one is pretty fucking good too. Okay, What's Wrong with Baby? Bam, on the screen now. What's Wrong with Baby, guys?
Just no. First of all, the head almost looks kind of real. That the body looks like, I don't know. Yeah. It's so fake. It's not funny. And then he's got a teddy bear sitting in front of him with a meat cleaver in its head.
Well, what's wrong with the baby? Does that leave you the question, what's wrong with this baby? Why did he do that?
Well, how do you know he did it? The handle's facing the wrong way.
I know, right? It could have been his dad or something. Shit, what's wrong with this kid? He's not running away. I don't know.
Right. And, he doesn't look like he's got legs.
Here's the thing. I got to tell you. I absolutely hate it when they use like 3D models. When they use like 3D models, like it's some sort of Shrek or Pixar thing on the cover. Like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you using that? That's weird. It's so jarring to me because 3D models are already kind of fake and uncanny looking, and you know, it just seems weird. I mean, you could have found any baby picture.
Look at the back of his head. It blends into the background.
Yeah.
And it makes his head look like it goes up.
Oh, it does.
It doesn't see it. It's just, yeah.
I see it.
It's just bizarre looking.
It is pretty bizarre.
That's what I keep looking at is the top of his head and the back of his head. That's the very first thing I noticed about this cover was the back of his head was just wrong.
I noticed the tagline. There was something wrong with the Martin's baby. It lived. So, is this like an abortion gone wrong or something? What the fuck is this? God damn.
I don't know. I noticed that too. I was like, yeah.
Man, so they killed the baby and it's alive. Oh, shit. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good premise. But this cover does not do it justice. No way. What does the chat think? Looks like a depressing homeless baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
Someone says it's wicked. I bet it has an interesting story. Oh, I bet it is an interesting story. But the cover.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that.
The cover is kind of, I don't know. And of course, I know anyone could shit on the cover. And I am a firm believer you can't laugh at anyone else if you can't laugh at yourself. So I'll pull up some of my own. You know, I'll do that right now. Should I do that? Let's do it because the chat's loving this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God, Mr. Raven, you would pay. I don't know if you'd pay to see this. It's pretty horrific.
No, he wouldn't. He has. He would take one look at it and
No,
go, no.
Let's just put it this way.
Thank you for that, Beck. But my only comment to this is, if anybody needs a real good cover, they need to go no further than the lady sitting right there beside Becky. I mean, and just listening, you guys describe these, I'm sitting there thinking, my God, how do they get away with this stuff?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
There we go.
The one that he's getting ready to show is worse than most of the other two.
It's the worst thing ever. It's the worst cover ever. Deadman's Tome, Final Contact.
I can't believe you did this.
Oh, God. All right, chat. I know people are watching. All right, James Watts, feel free to be unmerciful. Unmerciful? James Evans, go into it. Come on. Don't be kind. Be harsh. Ask questions and I'll answer.
James Watts. James Watts.
Was I on coke this day? Was I high? Did I smoke? Did I take a rip from a bong?
Did I
drink diaper
water?
What's
really funny is...
Yeah?
Did you drink diaper water? Oh, God.
Indonesians love it. I don't know.
First of all, you're on the cover.
Yeah.
It took me a few minutes to figure this out. That's you on the cover of your book.
Yeah. Yeah.
on the back cover of your book at that. Why couldn't you put you on a decent cover? What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I was thinking Star Wars. I was trying to do like one of the Star Wars posters where there's like faces everywhere and there was like a spaceship and then you have this one lady.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
You missed the mark, dear.
I did. And this abomination that I have to live with. And I'm just, I quickly had to change it. Because I was like, I can't live with it. Even the people in part of the project were like, what the fuck is this? And I was like,
the next one's better. I mean, what you changed it to is it's much.
Oh yeah,
much
yeah,
better.
it got better. But let me see what the chat says. What is that blue thing? That blue thing is supposed to be a spaceship, but you can't really tell. It just looks like shit.
It looks like a joystick. Looks like some messed up joystick.
The chick looks like she just took a really satisfying shit. Yeah, she did. She shat all over me, I guess. I don't know. Look at how it's proportioned. She's like on top of me. I was about to say, this cover is this disturbance in the forest. I'm confused as to why your pick is on it, Jesse. What kind of Final Contact are we talking about?
No.
Oh.
No.
I don't know. I don't even know. Okay. So.
All right.
No, I was on the coke binge that day. I just had a whole shit ton of Red Bulls and was working on something. I was living it. Anyway, last one. Helicopter Man.
No.
Helicopter Man.
Oh God.
Okay. Okay, Becky, try your best to describe this cover to Richard.
Oh, I can describe this. There's no problem. Richard, are you ready for this one? There's a helicopter in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay.
There is a dinosaur in the upper left-hand corner that is faded into a man's head.
Faces. See, faces everywhere. Faces everywhere. But they pulled it off better than I could.
Okay. No, now wait a minute. It gets better.
This looks better than mine.
Then there is a propeller a great big huge propeller makes an X in the middle of the book cover. And standing in front of that in orange shorty jockeys is a dude.
Yeah.
With no shirt on.
No shirt on.
And he's just standing there in his orange underwear.
Yeah.
Okay, now it gets even better. A little bit behind him and to the right is a guy wearing, it looks like, black shorts and suspenders
He's a
and
police officer.
sunglasses and a cop hat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me tell you
there's a lot.
what it looks like. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in this cover. Let me tell you what I would
a lot of
assume.
shit in the cover, and none of it makes any sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's
And
just
I
so
can
gay.
tell you what I would think this
Just
book
so
would
gay.
be about.
And
I would assume that this book is about strippers that fly helicopters looking for dinosaurs.
oh, it gets worse. It
Makes
gets,
as much sense as anything I could come up with.
the title is Helicopter Man Pounds Dinosaur Billionaire Ass. Pounds Dinosaur Billionaire Ass. So the guy
Wait
on the
a
cover
minute.
is a helicopter. He is the helicopter man. Like those propellers are coming out of his back.
What, like he's supposed to be a superhero kind of thing?
Yeah.
He's
Like-
a gay superhero.
What's wrong with that, Becky? It's 2018. You're not
Nothing. I'm
progressive.
asking. Shut up! I'm asking.
Iron Man had a fancy suit. This guy is fully naked, almost, I guess, with a propeller on his back. He's flying around.
He's not even. Yeah. No. Just no.
So, and
No.
then the dinosaur billionaire, that must be the dinosaur in the background. That's him.
I guess he's half man, half dinosaur.
I guess
I
so.
want to know which half is which.
Yeah. Man, all these guys staring at me like half naked though. Man, I got to change this because it's just goddamn too much.
Creepy.
But this comes from a long line of books by Chuck Tingle. This guy, this guy just pumps out books. He's like like a gay erotica, hardcore gay erotica parody thing, like generator machine. He just pumps them out, like everything. Oh God, what does the chat say? Let's see. They said, "Oh, someone recognizes Chuck Tingle. Come on, Tingle. There's some shit somewhere. Village People, the next generation." No, turn off. Okay, I'll turn off. Pound in the butt by a helicopter.
The gay blade.
Gay blade. Gayness supreme. And you know what? We can make these gay jokes because it's for gay. It's for gay people. It's for people who are into it. It's clearly marketing. Oh man. Okay, now that we got this out of the way, out of the system, let's get into the heart of this. All right. Mr. Richard.
Yes, sir.
Who are you and what do you do?
I am a horror writer. And I've been writing for a long time, actually, but I've only been published for about the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I began my publishing life as Jackson Sullivan. But for disagreements that I was having with my publisher at the time, I decided to kind of reinvent myself as Richard Raven and found that I had a whole lot more freedom. My first publisher, she was determined to stick this visionary metaphysical label on me. And frankly, I had to go look those two words up. And didn't really care for that label, didn't really care, for being pigeonholed like she was trying, to do to me. So I became Richard Raven, and I really enjoyed the freedom that has afforded me. So.
Yeah.
He blossomed once he became Richard Raven, I must say.
I hear it.
I mean,
even chat agrees.
He really did.
James Watts just said a damn good horror writer at that.
He really is.
And
He
Teresa
really
Matthews
is.
agrees. Look at that. And I'm sorry, repeat that again. What was that? That phrase? Something metaphysical? What? Metaphysical?
Well, she first termed myself visionary metaphysical.
What does that even mean?
And
visionary.
And when my first book come out, she's got these stories of the visionary and metaphysical, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not what I am. I am a horror writer.
Yeah. The $5 word, right? Jeez. They don't even. She doesn't even know
$10 word.
$10 word. $20
word. That doesn't really say a lot. The way she was viewing my efforts. When a writer has to go to Google and Google a couple of damn words because he doesn't know what the hell they mean.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
what? I don't know. And I have other questions about her. Like, I mean, she was like, I'm probably on something else, on some other plane. I don't know. But it sounded like it was a compliment. But it's like, come on. I write horror. And how long have you been writing horror for?
I've been writing horror for about the last 15 years.
Oh man, that's some good time. All right.
But for the longest time, it was really amusing myself, and it was. I had some encouragement from some different friends, and they kept telling me, you're good enough to be published. You need to try to pursue this, and this opportunity came up, to become published, and I figured, what the hell? I'll give it a whirl, So. But, I don't regret my time with my first publisher or anything, because she did make me a published writer. But it was really when, I became Richard Raven, that I really felt like, I had the freedom. I've gained something of an audience, and the praise and stuff started coming. It was after I had become Richard Raven, kind of, broke away from the first publishers.
Okay. That's pretty cool, though. So you became Richard Raven. You took on that label, and you felt that it freed you. Like, I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
I think a lot of it boiled down to is that this particular publisher, she was publishing in all genres. She was not a horror fan, and I don't really think she liked the word horror attached to anything she was publishing. So she had to come up with this artsy-fartsy kind of phrase to stick on me, So, and anybody who knows me knows I don't care for labels. You can't put me in any kind of particular pigeonhole or anything like that. I'm me. I do whatever the hell I want. So,
it wasn't even a marketing phrase. I mean, who Googles visionary metaphysical or looks up visionary metaphysical on Amazon Kindle or Amazon?
Right.
Not anyone that I'm aware of.
I don't think anyone has ever done that. If you could find one example, I'll take a shot to that. Find one person who Googled that.
He's looking for a reason to take a shot.
Yeah. Actually, like I said, I'll take a shot to $5 donations. But the other thing I'll do, if you subscribe to the channel, if I see some subscribers come in, I'll take a shot as well. So, I'm just putting that out there. Anyway, not to digress or anything like that. So why horror?
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that I am capable of writing in just about every subgenre of horror you could name. And I've always said, and I use this in my marketing too, I go wherever the inspiration takes me. My readers are never sure exactly what to expect from me because, frankly, I'm never sure what kind of story I'm going to write next. It's whatever the idea is, however it takes shape, and like I said, whatever dark place my imagination and inspiration wants to go find, let's go. Let's see what we discover there.
That's good. I like that. And it's the one genre that forces people to face their fears, to make them uncomfortable, face things that they wouldn't dare face in any other way.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And one of the things that you will find in almost everything I write is probably, to me, one of the most terrifying things of all, reality. You can literally step out your front door, get your throat cut, get your head blown off. Mm-hmm. You're going to find a little bit of that in just about everything I write. So, like I said, to me, that is what is truly horrifying. You factor in the human monster and what have you. That thing you was talking about with the sanitary pad, to me, that would make a hell of a good horror story if anybody had the stomach to write it.
You're not
kidding.
Oh, yeah, it would.
You're not kidding.
It would. Oh, but that's real, though. That's real horror right there. And that's part of the reason why we do cover some news bits in the beginning of the show, is because sometimes it frames it, because there is real horror all around us every day, whether it be, just everywhere, man. Just, and those listening, I know you think about it while you're driving in traffic. Anything could happen at that moment. Someone could T-bone you, or, I guess a meteor could hit. Shit.
Oh, good Lord.
I know, right? You think about it right now on this podcast, while we're doing this, a meteor could hit and we'll all just be dead. All right. It's over.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. You're either afraid of it,
there's a story that I could tell. I was driving one day and I saw a car accident. I actually saw someone ejected through the windshield of this car.
Oh, man.
And even a horror writer myself, I had nightmares for weeks about that.
Mm.
I felt, really sorry, for the person that happened to, but yet in the back of my mind was that nagging thought, my God, that could have been me.
Oh, yeah.
But you literally, you walk out your front door, you're subjecting yourself to no telling what kind of thing. You have no idea what is coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right. That's kind of like Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's a different subject for a different time, but for tomorrow, for tomorrow's show, really. Talking about trolls tomorrow.
Oh, my God. I have to be good.
Yeah. Save that one for tomorrow. Okay. So with your experience of writing, I'm sure you have plenty of experience. You worked with a publisher before. Do you have experience with self-publishing?
Well, when I became Richard Raven, all of my stuff was self-published.
Okay.
Then I discovered, the subbing short stories to anthologies and things like that. I have worked now with some genuine bona fide horror publishers. And it's like day and night from what from my first experience.
Okay.
And right now, I've got a couple of my older novels that I am trying to get published. I've got one sub to Hellbound Publishing. I've got one sub to Death Ed Press.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of publishers, in the game right now that are very serious about, putting people's work out there and treating it with respect. So, and you'll find that even with the smaller markets, with the smaller e-zines and magazines and whatever. Not all of them necessarily have the experience, but they have the passion. So, and they'll learn on the way. Okay.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe a small operation, but like you say, they got the heart, they got the passion, they've got the right idea. That even thing, that says a lot about them. They are trying, and they're trying the right way. So.
In Deadhead Press, I just recently became aware of them. Are they new, or they've been around a while?
They are new. They are new. And in fact, their very first book belongs to Chris Miller.
Oh, wow.
And the book is called The Hard Goodbye. And it will be out in February of this coming year. And I just put that in for pre-order.
Man.
And I'll tell you what, if like you said, if this is their first book from Chris Miller, they picked a hell of a good writer, and they got a hell of a good book to go with.
Well, I agree.
So,
Yes, they did,
that
too.
tells that speaks volumes to me about, Death Set Press. But of course, I'm familiar with Patrick Harrison anyway. I was still teammates with him in the Hellbound anthologies.
Yeah.
I know what that man's capable of anyways.
Yeah, he's great, and so is Jared. They are both very extremely talented writers, and they're both very smart. Jared's very outgoing, and Patrick is the silent, doesn't talk a whole lot, but when he does, everybody pays attention because it's always something good, that you want to hear. But they are both very passionate about this, and they both really, 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 really want to do big things and great things with this community. In fact, their first novel is Rat James White and Christopher Ruffy.
And Chris Miller, man, that Trespass novella, which comes out Sunday.
Yeah.
Not to plug it, really. Shameless plug. Great read. I think I read it all in one sitting. I was like, man, I couldn't stop.
Oh, it's one of those you cannot put it down.
You cannot.
Chris Miller he's a hell of a good writer. So is James Watts.
Oh yeah.
If you've never read anything by James, he's really talented. But so is Richard. Richard's right there with him.
In fact,
he really is.
I want to get into.
And dude, I'm gonna throw a little plug of my own out right now.
You have plenty of time.
Becky is helping me with a anthology called "What Screams in the Dark," and I'm proud to say I have a short story from Chris Miller and James Watts, and I am damn proud to have them both in this anthology. So
that's cool.
There's some talent in this anthology he's putting together too. He and Teresa Scott Matthews wrote a story together, and Teresa's amazing. So
she's more amazing than she realized.
Becky's just so helpful. I mean, she's involved in a lot of projects and definitely has connections and makes things happen. I mean, she's been great on this show, and everyone loves her.
Well, not everyone, but most.
Wow. I mean,
yeah, I know. But thank you.
I'll just say this. Those that are gossiping and hating kind of reveal more about themselves than they do about the person they're talking about. Okay?
This is very true.
All right. You're surrounded by good company, so I wouldn't worry about them. All right.
Yeah, I'm not. But thank you all.
Before we dig into your work, on the self-publishing and traditional question, how does it compare? Like, working with a publisher before and going self-publishing, would you recommend it to new and upcoming authors?
It would really depend on their situation. If they were kind of in a no-win kind of deal like I was in, by all means, yes. You do have that option to self-publish. And if you get a chance, to pursue that option, take it. As far, comparing it to working with a publisher, self-publishing, you're doing all of it. You're writing the stories, you're coming up with the covers, you're doing the formatting, you're doing all of the marketing and then promoting and all of that. Be aware that you're going to work your butt off. You self-publish. But, it works great for a lot of writing. I know a lot of writers that swear, they will only self-publish. They'll never work with a publisher. And it's fantastic, that they have reached a level in which they can do that. With me, I started out with a publisher, wasn't satisfied, so I said, well, okay, I have this option. Let's give it a shot. And I recall the very first short story I released, self-published, was a story called The Evil Inside. Within just a few weeks, I had sold more copies of that short story than I had sold books with the publisher, only in just a few weeks. I also had more reviews on Amazon than I had ever amassed with the publisher. And I'm thinking, okay, this is great, I may have to do all this work myself, but the results speak for themselves.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder what the middleman was doing this whole time, right?
Exactly. And two, once you get in there and you're doing all this yourself, you control what you're going to charge for your stories. You see what these are going to cost to produce, especially paperbacks and things like that. It also makes you wonder about that percentage you was getting from that publisher. When you see exactly how much they're making and as opposed to what you're making, that's something that will make you stop and think too.
Oh yeah, that will definitely do that. I mean, and not to boast my own shit, my business practice, but I usually have it, where they're making more than I am. I mean, the royalty rates are kind of skewed where they're making 60 or sometimes 70, and I'm making whatever. Which is when you're working on anthologies, I know it kind of, especially if there's like 10 or more authors, it kind of boils down to, just maybe $10 or whatever. But in your experience, though, because you cut out that middleman, you get that money. You get off it. You don't have to worry about splitting with anybody else other than Amazon or whoever. You get that money. You get it.
Well, with Amazon, they get all of their money in the production costs and things like that, and they'll tell you, and they'll give you a minimum that you can charge for this book. And everything, everything from that point on goes right into your pocket.
That's right. And you can do countdown deals
and when I was working with that publisher,
Sorry.
When I was working with that publisher, one of my, things that I had a problem with, I always felt like, we're talking about my very first novel. She's got this thing priced up there in the level with, say, Stephen King. I said, I don't think this is going to work. But, now I see what she was doing. She jacking up that price, where her cut's a little bit more than what I was getting. So
yeah.
The only thing that I would tell any aspiring writer, look at being published by a publisher, and definitely look into self-publishing. There's pros and cons, and it can be argued either way. It's whatever's going to be best for them.
Yeah, I hear that. And the reason why I asked this question, just about with every writer, is that there's a lot of writers that listen to this show, and there's quite a few that still go, I want to hold out for traditional, because it's like, even if you self-publish, if a traditional publisher were to come knocking at your door and offer you a deal you can't refuse, like, we got movies lined up, and you get worldwide distribution and all this stuff, like, would you say no? Like, what would you do?
If it was one of the big publishers from New York or something like that, yeah, I think it'd be foolish not to, at least pursue that. And, even some smaller indie presses, some of those approached me, yeah. I would definitely listen to what they would put on the table, yes.
Yeah, consider the option.
If nothing else, just from the standpoint, really, take this formatting and marketing stuff off my hands. Let me concentrate on writing for a little bit. Yeah, I'll listen to what you got to say.
It makes sense. Yeah, you consider the options, but in the meantime, you put your work out there. And if anything, I've seen many examples where that's what traditional publishers have been doing lately. It's like when I hear about a book to movie now, that's like this weird phenomenon. It's like, oh, but it was self-published. But then the traditional publisher noticed it and picked it up, and then it just became the success. It's like, okay, so it does happen. I mean, it's rare, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But and if you could bust your ass self-publishing and market your own stuff, market your own brand, your book or whatever, you're pretty much doing the work. I mean, you're showing the traditional publisher, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They have a product that the readers want. They tapped into a market. All we have to do is expand on that, and boom, we got it. It's like a win-win.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very good point. If you take the self-publishing route first, it could very well lead to better things. That is a very good point for aspiring writers to keep in mind. If you're tired of the rejection letters or whatever, and put something out there, let somebody see it. Do this yourself. Exposure is everything. So
the counter to that, to play devil's advocate, the counter to that would be, but what if you put your stuff out there self-published and it fails? Like, it does nothing. It just collects dust and doesn't move. And then it's like the traditional publisher notices that and it's like, oh man, fuck this guy. He's not doing anything.
Well, it could very likely go that way.
It could.
You take your chances, really, and even if you go, some publisher picks up your stuff right away, like what happened with me, it still went nowhere, even with the first publisher.
Right.
It just really kind of depends on timing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of luck involved, things like that. And, making sure that you have reached the right people that, can do the best for the product you have to offer. That's very important.
That is. And besides, another thing to add would be like, well, I mean, if you put your work out there and it didn't move, I mean, if you can't market your own book to readers, like, what does that say about you? I mean, maybe you don't have like the mindset to really, I guess, spin it or advertise it or to promote it. Maybe you're too passionate about it where you can't put it to like a tweet or something. You can't, give the elevator pitch. It's like, well, you're going to need to do that even if you work with a traditional. So maybe up that skill because that's something you're going to need. It's not just about writing a good story. It's also about how can you connect it with people. And that's a very important skill right there. How can you?
It is, and that is a skill that any writer has to have. I mean, it's really not enough that you can sit down and write the story. You've got to be able to learn or know how to do all this other stuff that's going to be involved with this process. And it is a very long and involved process, and you've got to go through the whole thing if you have any hope, of achieving anything with it. So.
You're right.
All right. So now I think
you just got to kind of keep on keeping on.
So now I think it's a great time to really dig deep into some of your work real fast. Let's start with if anyone who's new to your work, where should they start?
I would think probably the best option right now to really get a good example of what I do, the variety that I try, to achieve in the different stories that I write. I have a collection that's out. It's self-published. It's called The Order and Other Tales of Terror.
All right, that's what I was going to ask.
There are 9.
Okay.
Now, there are nine stories there. They're all longish short stories, but it covers, everything that I write about, the things that interest me, the things that I would really, devote the time to, would actually sit down and write the story. This gives them a very good example of my work. Mm-hmm. And one of those stories, a story called In a Blood Red Haze, that story was the first one I ever placed with a major anthology. It was Demons, Devils, and Denizens of Hell, Volume 2 from Hellbound Publishing.
Okay, yeah.
And that story really was kind of the launching pad for me, because that has led to all sorts of things. I mean, this anthology that Death's Head Press is putting together, and Hell followed. In a Blood Red Haze is the very reason I'm in this anthology from Death's Head Press.
So tell me about In a Blood Red Haze. What's that story about?
It began as a simple idea of fear and phobias.
Okay.
And as I began writing the story, I realized that this is not where this story wanted to go. It was wanting to go off in another direction. And when I actually finished that story, I had got into the areas of psychological horror. There's elements of necrophilia. I mean, it really got out there. It got extreme.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And and it was Becky who suggested, sub something to Hellbound, and I sent her, and Becky proofread in a blood red haze form. Read this and tell me if you think it would work. And her response to me was, "Oh, hell yes, sub it." And I subbed the story, and then in a few weeks I got the email from Mr. Longmore that it had been accepted. And I still feel like that, not just because I made that anthology, that is one of the best horror anthologies I've ever read. They gave us complete freedom, to write about whatever we wanted. And the stories in there are just astounding. So
they really are. That is really a good anthology.
It really is. And I will forever be honored that I was able to make that anthology.
You deserve to be in there. You fit right in. Your story was fantastic.
And
I would have told you if it wasn't.
Absolutely, I trust you. And when Patrick first approached me about and Hell Followed anthology, he told me in the message on Facebook. He said, I've always been a fan of that story and a Blood Red Haze. He said, I've never been able to get that story out of my head. And coming from a writer like PC3, that's the ultimate praise. The man's offered me a slot in his own anthology. So it can all be traced back to that one placement with Hellbound. That got me just the right amount of recognition I need to kind of really get me going. So
Gotcha. Now, with that story, in a Blood Red Haze, with the material that it covered, the subject matter, what sort of reception and feedback that you received? Because we're talking about like necrophilia, some hardcore stuff. Did you receive any sort of pushback or anything, or?
No, really. When I kind of realized when I started working this story up, I had nothing like that really in mind. It was just going to be a simple tale of fears and phobias. But, as I started working with the story and kind of seeing where the story was leaning to and where it was wanting to go, I'm a firm believer, go wherever the story wants to go. And, just enjoy the ride getting there. And really, it kind of amazed me, when I actually, typed the end at the end of the story, read that story over, and I'm sitting there going, my God, where in the hell did this come from?
Yeah.
But
so, what's your
thing,
now I'm curious too. So, what's your process of writing? So, when you're writing on this, work on this story, are you thinking out in advance, or are you just sort of like, writing in the moment, or?
It really depends on the idea, how fully formed it comes to me. There are times that idea will come to me, it'll start to develop, and I sit down and start writing really at that point, and sometimes within just a few hours, I've got the first draft of it together.
Oh, man,
sometimes they come that easily. Sometimes, it takes a little bit more effort than that. You got to work with the story. You got to feel this idea out, and see where it wants to go, what it wants to do. And when that happens, the only thing you can do, just let, if it wants, if you're trying to go left with it and the story wants to go right, then you go right with it. Just let it go where it wants to go. And sometimes you may surprise yourself. Sometimes you may even shock yourself when you see what you've actually got written there. But,
I see.
You write in a genre based on horror, shock, things of that nature. So, you kind of get used to it,
Of course, the cliche would be, but where are you drawing this inspiration from? Is it from something personal? Is there something within the guy that's damaged? That's the cliche with horror writers, right?
Right. Well, like I said, sometimes I amaze myself. Some of the stuff that I have written, I'll sit down and read this stuff over when it's all finished, and I'll be sitting there going, my God, where did this come from? I don't think like this, but it's the inspiration and the idea, whatever that is, whatever shape it takes, you follow it, and if you're writing, to instill fear and terror in a reader, well, that's what you do.
Okay.
Right.
I like
when
that.
When you get done, you hope everybody doesn't feel like you're a candidate for a straitjacket when you get done with. You hope for that.
Now I noticed we
already know that you are.
Now we had some likes, I'm liking the feedback. I'm liking the reaction tonight. I'm liking that. So chat's pretty active.
Now,
taking a shot because we have some likes and we have some subs, but increase it. Come on, guys. This is moonshine. I'm not taking a shot for every like. Jesus Christ, I'll be dead on the floor.
Yes, you are.
Enough. 5. Are you serious? Do you want me to be alive?
No. Yes.
Wait.
You have 2 more shows
yes?
this weekend. You're not getting out of it. Yes, I want you to be alive. No, I don't want you to die. And
okay.
You have 2 more shows this weekend. You're not getting out of it.
Okay, let me.
And now, while you're taking that shot, I'm going to ask Richard a question.
You're going to need to, because okay, I have to catch up. Because chat really wants me to get drunk.
Okay.
If you want me to get drunk, you got to share it some more. You got to sub some more. You got to give me. All right, here we go. God damn it.
Richard.
Yes.
Let's talk about All That Remains.
Okay. I know there's a certain somebody probably listening that is very glad you brought that up, and I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't prompt you to bring this up. So.
Well, she knows that I was going to, but she did remind me, and
but I was going to ask
you know that we both love this story, but she really does.
Which I have to ask
the thing about it is,
and she's very special. Her name is Teresa Scott Matthews, and we love her.
And she is my editor, by the way. I want everybody to know that.
Yes, she is.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, she is. She's very good at what she does.
Which, by the way, do you have a lawsuit with the band? Isn't there a band, All That Remains? Are you...
No, that's not my band story.
Okay.
That's from Out of the Fog. That's my band story.
Okay. All right. Anyways, sorry, Becky. Sorry to interject. Sorry to rudely interrupt like a man just dicking around. Just. Okay.
You hush up.
Yeah. Let me catch up with chat. Let me make sure you can be drunk.
Okay, Richard, go for it. Tell me about it.
That story was one that took a little bit more effort than just, sit down, blast out a first draft of it. I had the idea, the original idea was the very beginning of the story. This frightened girl cowering in her bedroom, and these foster parents on their way, and she's knowing that they're about to do her harm. This is really the original idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that story took probably about a month to actually write and complete. And there again, it was another perfect example of a story. I tried to go one way with it, and it was slapping me upside the head saying, hell no, this is not what we want to do. We want to go this other way. I went that way, and it really turned out to be a very emotional, kind of moving kind of story, and there is a lot of horror to it. And the first real indication that I had, that this story was a good one, was when I sent it to Teresa to be edited. Mm-hmm. And I didn't hear nothing from her for a few days, and then when she did contact me, she said, this story made me cry. And that is probably one of the greatest compliments I have ever received. I felt like hell that I had upset her.
Right.
But that is the ultimate compliment. That told me, I'm doing my damn job if I can do this.
You are.
Evoke this kind of reaction. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
You're right. And for a writer, that's the ultimate goal, I think, for a writer to be able to evoke emotion, be it, anger or tears or fear or joy. I mean, it's like for me, when I read, it's very hard for a writer to make me cry. If you made me cry, you did something. So, and I would be willing to bet that Teresa is the exact same way.
Well, anyone who knows her knows she's a tough little firecracker.
Yes, she is.
Everybody who knows her knows this about her. And, it was not only, a compliment, for somebody to tell me that what I had written, had touched them that deeply. But coming from her, that just made it the ultimate compliment. And really,
yes.
At the same time, talking about in a blood red haze, I send this to you to get your opinion, and you tell me, oh, hell yeah, sub this. They're going to love it. There again, the ultimate praise, it's the kind of thing, that writers always, they'll tell you, I want to make the bestseller list. I want to make, a gazillion dollars with this stuff. But it's really those little spoken words that all of us really crave. Now, a lot of them will tell you differently. But for me, it's people telling me, how much they like the stuff, how much it touched them, how much it moved them, That's what really keeps me writing.
I can see that, and that's a good reason. But you do. That is one thing I will say about your writing is that there's so much feeling in your writing. It's very easy to tell that you are passionate about what you write.
Well, I am very passionate about what I write. Each one of these stories, my novels, the very short story I wrote, they're all my babies.
Oh, yeah.
And one way or another, there is a little tiny element of me and some of my past experiences and everything I've ever written. These stories, they're very close to me, personally. Right. And
you write what you know.
When you can invoke those kind of reactions, that's just extra icing on the cake, so to speak.
Right. Right. I agree. And you write what you know. You have to put. It has to be real. You have to be able to feel it in order to make the reader feel it.
Well, when I decided, after I was published, I kind of had to make a decision. Did I want to do, what I call the biscuit cutter kind of stuff, or did I want to do something serious? And of course, I wanted to do something serious, and so I had to ask myself, what is it I can bring to my stories? Can I just go for the maximum gross out, or can I make this stuff, more character driven? And try to put that emotion in there, try to just establish, a connection, between the readers and, my characters. And to me, the answer was obvious. If I'm going to do this, let's go the serious route. Let's try to make something here that is actually going to have an impact on a reader. And, that's something that, ideas come to me all of the time. And probably 1/10 of what actually comes to me actually winds up a completed story. And the ones that are completed are the ones that I feel like that I can put that, that emotion into, establish that link between reader and character. Those are the ones that get finished.
Right. Well, and when I met you, you were writing under Jackson Sullivan, and
Mm-hmm.
you sent me a book to read that you had written and had published, and it was good. And I thought, there's more to this guy and his writing than is in this book, you know. So when you said, you were thinking about um, going out on your own and changing to Richard Raven, I remember thinking, God, I hope he does. And I was so thrilled when you messaged me and said, hey, will you make me a banner for Richard Raven and a picture? I was like, oh, hell yes, I will. Anything you want. And then to watch you and how much you've grown and blossomed and just become this incredible storyteller is just, it just blows my mind.
It is.
You were too kind, Becky. You were too kind, Becky, I swear. I thank you so much.
But
I just tell it like I see it.
And her kind words
I'm trying to remember which story was it that I first sent you as Jackson Sullivan. I cannot recall which story I sent you.
It was the one with the cover it was green cover and had a ghostly girl on it.
Oh, okay. That's
I
probably
can't remember the title of it. I made you memes for
that
it.
That one was called That Time Between Life and Death. I think it was volume 1.
Yes.
I think that's where you remember my band story, because that novella was actually in that first collection, and there again,
right.
I had always envisioned that as a standalone piece. Well, now, after I've got all the rights to everything back to my Jackson Sullivan stuff, From Out of the Fog is a standalone book now, like I always wanted it to be. So
right.
And I will add, too, From Out of the Fog, that's actually one of the very first horror stories I wrote a long, long time ago. One of my very first attempts at writing horror.
Okay.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Now, like I said, there's plenty of writers that listen to the show. In fact, right now the chat is pretty active with writers that love your work, readers too. One thing that the question that people usually have, especially with self-publishing in this route, is, okay, so yeah, it's working for you and you're a great storyteller, but are you able to make a living off your work?
I'm doing probably better than I probably ever imagined I would be.
Okay.
When I first decided to get serious with it and get published, I had no illusions that I was going to dethrone Stephen King or any such nonsense. I just wanted to be published.
Oh, his time is coming.
Right.
And not to shit on the King.
And,
his time is coming. One of these days. I'm just saying, someone's gonna have to take the throne.
It'll be his son.
Ugh.
It'll be his son.
But that would be horrible though, because it'd just be like, oh, it's just another king replacing king. It's just, then what is it? A monarch in horror?
I can't help it.
Just we need Game of Thrones. This freaking genre. Okay, we need another.
No, we need another Jack Ketchum.
Yeah, that's what we need. Okay, I know it's a tough question, and I thank you for answering it. And the reason why I ask is because there's a lot of writers right now. You know this. You probably hear about it, and they're trying very hard to write and to put their stuff out there, so that they don't have to have their day job anymore. They don't want to work their 9 to 5 or whatever they do.
Right.
And I see your situation as a start. I see it as a success story. You worked with a publisher, but then you went on your own. You found more. It was more comfortable. You did more with it. You were published in more anthologies afterwards. You had more material out there, and there's definitely the chat loves you. I mean, you have followers, so it's like I think you have it. I mean, I would be surprised if you're able to pay some bills from off your work, right?
This past month, of course, like I said, I had the story that was placed with Death Head Press and Hell Followed the anthology. That was a paying gig, I might add.
Oh, okay.
When
That's
I received the payment for that story, plus my Amazon royalties, my Kindle Direct Publishing royalties, everything from my paperback sales, the past month was, without a doubt, the best month I had ever had as writer as far as royalties. And being able to pay some bills, I was able to pay 3 bills off what I made last month.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
And, and I don't really think, it's going to be like that every single month. But, this past month was something of a milestone for me. When I actually, called my bank, check on my Amazon deposits and what have you, and this lady told me what they were. I said, "Would you go back and check that again?" I said, "There's got to be a mistake somewhere." But, it was what it was, and it took me 3 years to get to this point where I could actually, walk around with this big shit-eating grin on my face and feel like, yeah, damn it, I've really done something this past month, I really did well.
Yeah, you see, like, some of these questions I ask, the reason why I ask them the way I do, and, like, the reason why I do it is because there's some people out there who have, like, a 9-to-5 job that's, let's say, is paying all the bills. Like, they're the breadwinner. They just don't like their job. Mm-hmm. So they want to be the next Stephen King. They want to be the one who, brings in all the money from the work. And it's like, every time I hear that, I'm like, well, I mean, what do you think this is? Because I don't know if that's really going to be the end goal. I think being passionate about your work and being known as a great storyteller is success in itself. Like, you have people who love you in the chat. You have a following.
Absolutely.
People love your work.
Well, I have always said, like I say, I had no, grand ideas that I was going to achieve the level of Stephen King or any of the writers, that I have always said inspired me, like Clive Barker, Robert R. McGammon, the giants, of the genres. My goal was really, to become published, try to tell a few good stories, that would, appeal, to a few people, and really kind of just leave an impression with them. And I've been asked before, what is your ultimate goal? My ultimate goal is I just want to be remembered as someone who could tell a decent story. That's it. If I never make $1 million, if I never see one of my stories made into a movie, fine. As long as I feel like that I've left something behind for the readers. That's really what I wanted to achieve.
Well, you achieved it. You left something behind, and they love it. And there's people in the chat right now that love you. Like, there was some disagreement about something silly. I didn't really catch the one of that, but Koga loves you. You have a bunch of other people who love you, like Marsha. I don't know if you know who these people are. Let's see.
Oh, I know who Marsha is. She's
Teresa Matthews loves you. James Watts.
Me.
You have Becky, which
Chris Miller.
Chris Miller.
He's not. Yeah. So many people.
And Koga.
I mean, he doesn't think so, but he is much loved.
Which
he really is.
By the way, chat, do we have any more subs? Because I don't think we do. And do we have more likes? I don't think we do. This is disappointing. I have some more moonshine I could drink. But I need more likes than that. Come on, come on. What's going on here? What is this? What's still at 5? Ah, no. I was expecting at least an 8. What is this? Is this a Wednesday night? Is this a Monday night? What is this? This is a Friday. There should be more than this. Come on.
Is it really Friday?
It's Friday night. Rope in someone. Come on, chat. Rope in someone and tell them press that thumbs up button. Make Mr. Deadman drunk. Come on. Come on. I want to wake up. I want to wake up and hear my son say, Dad, what's wrong with you?
Dad, why are you naked on the dining room table?
What? 7? 7? I don't see 7. Let me refresh this. I think Coca's lying. Is Coca lying here? Let's see.
Nope.
I'm at 6. I see 6. I see 6. I don't see no 7. Coca, if you're lying, I'm gonna just have to ban you. Just joking. Just joking.
Shut up.
I'm just joking. I don't ban anybody. I'm pretty. I don't know if anyone knows this about me, but I am a pretty big advocate about free speech. So you could say whatever you pretty much want in the chat. It's you guys should be mature adults. Handle yourselves. If I have to go in there and be an adult.
They said 9.
9? I don't see no 9 likes. What the fuck, crackheads? Crackheads. Okay, let me see. 9 likes. Let me see.
I'm looking.
All right. Do we have 9 likes? I see 7. I see 7.
We have 7.
I see 7 likes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blah. I think I've been in your drink.
I know. I know they're not donating any $5, but I see some 7 likes to see. Come on. I mean, it takes a while. So what I do is I jump out from one video to the other, see if it refreshes. I still see 7.
Right.
You know, if you hit the
just take the damn shot.
You want me to cave? You can't cave. You can't cave in. That's horrible.
You can.
No, if you cave in, that's horrible. That's horrible parenting. You can't cave in.
Okay, look, if Jesse takes a shot, y'all all gotta come to the release party on Sunday.
If I take a shot, you all need to come to the Sausage Fest tomorrow. And it's not on YouTube. It's on stream.me. Stream me. Okay? If you follow me here, you'll get it.
Please do. And oh my God, somebody save me.
Yeah, it's a sausage
fest. Richard, will you come hold my hand?
But it's also it's a troll fest. We're gonna slaughter some trolls, some internet trolls. You might know these people.
Oh God. Oh God.
If you're on Twitter, if you know of nightowlfreelance.com, she's going down. If you know of a Bob Carl on Facebook, he's going down. Yeah. All right, so I'm taking 2. Let me put on my shades. Gotta be like, masking my identity here. That's all important. All right. God, this stuff is horrible. Okay.
Why are you drinking it then, you crackhead?
Because it'd be too easy if it was good.
Oh.
It'd be too.
It's like $10 whiskey.
No, this is not $10. It's Dixie Tea Moonshine.
No, I mean it's like.
Oh God. There you go. Fuck me, man.
Really? Tell us how you really feel, Jesse.
Drink some water.
Is this one of those you can fuel an airplane now?
Jesus Christ.
Why? Just why?
That is too much. Okay. All right. So, man, Mr. Raven.
Yes, sir.
I'm surprised we don't have any questions for you from the chat. I asked him to ask questions, but didn't ask questions. Oh, that's some other stuff. Trolls never feed the trolls ever. Let me tell you something. This Saturday stream is not going to be feeding the trolls. They've already been slain. If anything, this is a victory march. Unless they want to come back for more. And the other thing is true. Look at this. Especially for Bob Carl. I'm not going to be talking about him as if he makes me rage. No, that would do something to him. No. If anything, it's like a dad who's embarrassed by a son that just shames him left and right. Just, what are you doing with your life? Now, see, you can shame a troll. You just have to know how to hit him. You just have to know how to hit him. Anyway, Mr. Raven, man.
What are you working on next, Richard? Aside from the anthology.
Well, I've been trying to work on a story for one of the open calls that Death's Head Press has, the Revenge anthology. I've got a story going for it. But really right now, what screams in the dark, that anthology is just really consuming me. And that's good. This is a project I'm very passionate about. And this is something that I have, I got this idea, I wanted, just see if I could do an anthology myself. Then when I seen the quality of work that was coming in, the quality of the writers that were, taking the time, that had the faith and belief in this, to be a part of this, now it's become something, this is something I can do, for my fellow, indie writers, people that I respect, their work I respect. This is something I can do for them now, and it has really become an all-consuming thing for me right now. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I do see some questions.
Somebody else asked, "What's your favorite number?"
What's your favorite number?
My favorite number 7.
Ooh, why number 7?
I don't know.
Mine is 3.
3?
And I have this really strange thing with 3s. If you can add like the zip code and it's divisible by 3, I'm okay with it. I don't know. I just have a really, and then I also I have a thing with, I always notice the time when it's 11:11 or 1:11.
Oh, that is interesting. That's weird, Becky. You might, are you OCD?
I don't know. I'm bizarre.
I don't know.
Probably.
Okay.
I'm a pain in the butt, but you knew that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just being a pain in the ass is not a problem. Marsha asks, who is his favorite author?
Oh, man. I really don't know that I could pick one and honestly say that it would be, that author would be my favorite. I could probably narrow it to 3 or 4. I mean, I've always been a fan of Stephen King. I love Clive Barker. Robert R. McGann. He's a big influence on my stuff. The British equivalent of the American Stephen King, James Herbert. I was a big fan of James Herbert. I was really, really saddened, when that man passed away. I mean, just think of all the stories that might have been, But I read a variety of authors. I mean, I read everything from, Ketchum, Richard Lehman, Edward Lee, Brian Keene. I mean, you name an author, chances are I have probably read something from them and really enjoyed it.
And King was an influence to a lot of people, It's just, he has a lot of work out there. He has so much work, and a lot of it turned into movies, though. I don't know why King has a horrible reputation with movies. It's not terrible. Like, he has some really good movies like Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile and things, but I don't know. Like, it seems like he doesn't own his work like what what's her name? J.K. Rowling does.
Right.
I mean, damn it, she was on it. She was like, "You want to make a movie? All right, I'm in the production. All right, run details by me." Man, like, I don't know. I kind of wish King was more like a parent about his work, and not just like I'll just trust him with this. It's like, I don't know, man. Let's see. I have some other questions.
Well, in the case of Stephen King, I mean, he has so much.
Yeah, he does.
It's impossible really to overlook, the impact he's had and
true.
all of the stuff that he has turned out.
And that is true.
For me, when I read the story that's really what prompted me to write horror. I said, man, this is good stuff. I want to try some of this to see if I can, and I'm sitting here talking to you and Becky now,
That's true. King has a lot of work, whilst J.K. Rowling has just pretty much one franchise at the time. So I mean, the comparison is very different. It's like King has he's like, I was using it as a parent metaphor. I mean, shit, King in that case, King had a shit ton of kids. I mean, he doesn't know if one kid can go to a babysitter or be coached into something. I don't know how to go with that metaphor. It's just when
and you look on the other side of the spectrum. Look at all that King has done.
Yeah.
Take somebody like Thomas Harris. Who gave us Silence of the Lambs. How many books can people name that man's actually written? It's not that many.
No.
But look at, he's had pretty much the same impact that King has.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Right.
It's true. I mean, everyone knows Silence of the Lambs, the movie too. And the movie reference is important because, well, people read, a lot more people watch movies, and it's like, man, if your work doesn't own it there, it's like, God. Okay, but I have some other questions. Let's see, what else is happening here? James Evans says, I've never taken a drink, but then I'm not a great writer. That is false. Tony Evans, you're a great writer.
That is false.
And I know you've never taken a drink. But that's okay. Let's see. Any other questions?
You don't have to drink like Jesse. Jesse drinks enough for you and him both.
Oh, fuck. I don't know how I function. I guess I can ask you this, Miss Raven. Have you ever had absinthe?
Ever had what now? I didn't catch that.
Absinthe.
The drink.
It's an alcohol.
Yes.
You had it?
Yes. I've had that. Yes.
Now, did you have the real stuff or the crap they're selling now?
I had the stuff that you pour over the lump of sugar. Now, I guess that's considered the real stuff. So
I guess so. I mean that might be my experience. I mean, I had absinthe. I had they called it Lucid. That's the name of the brand. You pour it over the sugar cube. Because really the absinthe ban has been lifted. And all it is, it's brewed with wormwood, which gives it its psychedelic properties, but can be kind of poisonous if consumed too much. Let's see. Any other questions? I don't see any other questions for Mr. Raven. Am I missing something?
No.
What Clive Barker story is your favorite?
Yeah.
What's that again?
What Clive Barker story is your favorite?
Oh, any of the Books of Blood. Just pick one. Just literally pick one. I mean, I like all of those books. So.
Yeah, those are amazing. I so agree.
Yes,
I have that.
And at the time those books came out, they were kind of ahead of their time, really. At the time those books were published, really, and that kind of raised the bar a little bit for everyone. So.
Let's see. And James Abrams is absinthe? Oh, I think I said it already, but there's a delay with the stream in the chat. But absinthe is I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can correct me, but it's a liquor brewed with wormwood. It's pretty gross shit. I mean, it tastes like licorice. I mean, it's
Ew.
not.
Yes, it does.
It's not tasty at all. When you drink it, it is fucking heavy. It's like you are drinking it to get fucked up. You're not drinking it because you like the taste. Though someone in the chat might say they like the taste. I don't know. You always get that one.
Richard, where were you born?
Ooh, good question.
I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Ooh.
He's a Southern boy.
He's a Southern boy. That's right. I was born in
Absolutely.
not that it was asked, but I was born in Saudi Arabia, of all places.
You were
Yeah. Yeah, it's a true story.
on a military base.
No. My parents are military.
That was the first thing what I was about to ask. He must have been born into a military family.
No, but probably some listeners won't be surprised. No, my dad was a blue collar worker, pipe coater. He got a good deal, paid housing, paid expenses. You just work in Saudi Arabia, and you pretty much keep the money, and that's what he did. And my parents got busy. Came to the picture. And there you go. There you have it. Damn. Let's see.
That happens.
Yeah, it does. Are you ISIS? No, I'm not ISIS. I'm not ISIS. No, actually, that's interesting though, Koga. When I turned 18, my mom wanted to talk to me like she has a serious voice tone. She was like, "I need to talk to you. You need to come here." I said, "Why?" "You need to sit down." "Why?" "Because I need to ask you, do you want to be an American or do you want to be Saudi?" I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? "No, do you want to be American or do you want to be Saudi?" Because in Saudi Arabia, they have dual citizenship. Where if you're born in Saudi, you can be like, wherever you're from are Saudi. So I could have chose. Of course, this was around the time of 9/11. So I chose American. Had I chose any other time, I probably chose Saudi Arabian to get that prince money, to get that licorice oil money. I'm just fucking with you guys. No, but that was real.
I'm going to kick you.
No, it was real. She sat me down, and it was just like, "No, you need to choose." I was like, that's stupid, but I guess American? Because, like, why? And then I just drove off and met with my girlfriend, so I had no idea what the hell that was about at the time. But, yeah. Let's see. This chat's interesting. Alazor, absinthe can bring you to your knees. Absinthe is fucking crazy. I'll tell you this much.
Fucking moonshine. Ask Jesse.
Am I acting crazy now? I will get a bottle of absinthe.
Not yet.
I will get a bottle of absinthe, but for a special show. I can't do that on a weekday. That would have to be a weekend show.
You mean like tomorrow's show?
Not tomorrow. What kind of money you think I have? I don't have that money in my bank. God damn, I don't liquor money. Shit, not right now. Not right now. Oh, man.
You're a mess. What am I going to do with you?
I don't know. I still have this moonshine, though. And I got plenty of German beer and sausages for tomorrow for the sausage fest.
Oh, my God.
How many can I shove in my mouth at one time? Jesus Christ.
You do not even want me to answer that.
No, but they better take screenshots of this because it's worth it.
Don't worry.
They better.
Oh, I will.
All right.
And I'm posting them.
You know what? Let's post that.
What?
And I want to post that in the chat right now, but I don't. Whenever I open Chrome, my OBS fucks up. Okay.
What?
Look, if you want to catch the Sausage Fest show, just go to stream.me and it's Mr. Deadman 10. Okay? Number 10, 10. Search that and you'll find it. And that's it. I'll put it in the comment section for this stream so you'll catch it there as well. So that's be a wild show. Okay, Mr. Raven. Sorry. I was really looking to see if there's any other questions for you, but I saw some other stuff as well. Sorry. I get distracted.
No problem.
No, it's a shame. I'm being a horrible host. You can kick me in my balls if it was in person. But let me ask you a real serious question. What is your favorite horror movie?
Another one of them tough ones to answer.
That is a tough one. So many good ones.
No, it's
Silence of the Lambs would definitely rank very high on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
Finally.
choice.
Are you the first person to mention that?
Yes.
I think you might be. Ring the bells, motherfuckers. We got someone who says something original. Everyone says aliens or exorcists. Deborah Sheldon, talented writer, she mentioned Alien. No. She mentioned Predator. And I was like, wait a sec, Predator's an action film, but I'll hang with you. And if you can convince me it's horror, and she did, I was like, all right, I'm with you. It's horror. Okay, I got you. Silence of the Lambs.
The thing too is movies. A lot of the movies that I like to watch are really kind of the, kind of off the beaten path, so to speak. I kind of go for the lesser known ones because they tend to get a little bit more involved, and they can be a little bit more bloody than the mainstream stuff. And I'll say something here, and it's probably really, really going to get a discussion going, but. John Carpenter's Halloween, a classic movie. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But when Rob Zombie come along and redone Halloween, I love Zombie's version of that way better than Carpenter's version. Simply because Zombie told a more complete story.
Oh, no. Did you say that? Did you just say that?
Yes, he did. He's entitled to his opinion.
Hush up. No. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you're wrong?
No. And everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I'm kidding.
There is no but. Don't put words in my mouth, Becky.
I'll tell you,
I'm trying to be good. That. It's just a period. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, period. I like it, though.
Okay.
I like it because it's controversial. And I like it because I don't agree with it. Which, a lot of people these days, if they don't agree with something, they find it to be insulting. I don't.
Right.
I try not to subscribe to that. There's various subjects where it might get under my skin. But we're talking about a movie. We're talking about a horror movie. We're talking about, now granted, it's Halloween, one of my favorite movies. And now, you know what? I'll tell you this, Mr. Raven. When I watched the Rob Zombie version for the first time in theaters, I did enjoy the backstory. It was the one time where you had a chance to explore Michael Myers' backstory, right?
Right.
Because up until that time, we didn't know who this motherfucker was. We just knew he was crazy. But why is he crazy? Who is he?
Exactly.
Now,
like I say, not to take nothing away from Carpenter's version. I mean, the movie Carpenter made is a classic, and it will always be remembered as a classic. It's just that when, Zombie got a hold of the thing, he gave us that insight into the mind of Michael Myers we just simply did not get in the first movie. And, and that's, for that reason alone, I actually prefer Rob Zombie's version. But, I'll sit down and watch either one,
Yeah.
You're in for a great time, either version you watch. It's just that, for that, look into the mind of Michael Myers, you get that more in Zombie's version.
Yeah, I do like that they explored the backstory. And, of course, people say, oh, but it was just white trash. Hey. Are you telling me that white trash, dysfunctional families don't exist in, northern states? Of course they do.
Yeah, they do.
White trash is everywhere throughout the U.S. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, God damn it.
You know, and you talk about the dysfunctional family, you know, that this character came from. You know, it gets back to what I said in the beginning about, you know, reality of terror. You know, it's out there. It happens. There are these families out there producing, you know, this offspring, you know, that's going to be a little bit warped.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very true, very true. I mean, for various reasons, they're selfish. They consider their needs first. They don't really care about the kid. They don't really think about the consequences, what have you. But yeah, they produce little shits. And those little shits become bigger shits that might fuck up and turn into like Michael Myers or killing people.
You know, and you want to talk about, you know, reality, you know, look at the Green River Killer. You know, his mother, you know, abused him, you know, as a child, completely warped his thinking. You know, he'll go down he's got the biggest body count, you know, of anyone now. You know,
True.
This stuff is out there. It happens.
No. I want to challenge that, but my attorney tells me I shouldn't. Okay, I'm good.
You behave.
Okay, now I will say, I will ask this. Okay, now the difference in the Rob Zombie version, pretty much, I mean, after the backstory, it's pretty much screen by screen, scene by scene, the same movie. I mean, Rob Zombie studied Halloween, like he did his shots. He knew how to recreate the movie, but he just wanted to add the backstory. I was like, okay. Now, did it change anything for you? Because the difference between Clive Carpenter for me is that you don't know Michael Myers, so you don't have empathy for him. Whereas the Rob Zombie version, you have empathy for him and you kind of feel for him in a way. And it's kind of like he's not the enemy you think he is. He could be redeemed. I mean, does that change anything for you? Or?
The only real change it made for me is that when, you know, after seeing, you know, what Rob Zombie did with the story, you know, I can go back now and watch Carpenter's movie, you know, and I've got this backstory in my head, you know, and you know, his story has more of a smooth flow to it, you know, in the original version. That's really the only change it really made for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, it's like you say, you know, Zombie filled in the holes, and I can go back and watch Carpenter's version, and that makes sense, you know. Now it's got this nice smooth flow to it.
You know what? I want to see Rob Zombie do Jason. I want him to do the backstory of Jason. How did Jason die? How did Jason drown in that lake? Yes, I think he could do that. Would it be Sherry Moon?
I think he could too.
Yeah, Sherry Moon, Rob Zombie's wife.
Oh God, no.
She wouldn't be the one who does it. No, she wouldn't be the one who does it. But she would be the woman who was supposed to be watching him, and she'd be banging someone or some other little shit, accidentally drowns him. It would be an accident. It would be a complete, utter accident. It'd be, what's his name? The guy who plays the clown. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about on the Rob Zombie movies. Fuck. I'm drunk. The chat knows what I'm talking about. They can probably paint a picture of this. Which, by the way, we're almost coming to the end here. Last thing I want to say, made it this far. We need new art for the show. A lot of the art for the show are kind of like memes and things created for Deadman's Tome. If you want to create new artwork for the show and you want to present it in the slideshow thing, feel free to submit it. I'm doing an art contest. December 31st is the cutoff, and the winner gets $50. But the ones that are selected get to be shown. So, hey. So, anything. Anyway. Oh, man. Becky, I think we're over time, huh? Mr. Raven.
I kind of think we are just a little bit.
Okay, Mr. Raven, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much. You handled my tough questions. You handled them very well.
Yes, yeah.
I hope you don't think I'm an asshole for asking them. With that said,
if I may, I would like to take just 1 second here, and
sure.
I would like to very sincerely thank the lady there with you.
Oh, Becky.
She means a great deal to all of us who know her and love her and work with her in the indie community. And I just want to give a special shout out to Becky because
that's
she
good.
really
She deserves it. She deserves it. She does. There's a bunch of snakes went around the grass, but you deserve it. You deserve it, Becky. Don't worry about that.
Thank you.
I'll be
Well, I mean, she answers your questions. She devotes her time to you when you know damn good and well she doesn't have the time to spare. She's always there.
Yeah.
You know, and she's definitely a one of a kind.
Just listen to her on the show. I mean, come on. I mean, you get to hear her talk. You get to hear her explain herself and the situation. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's pretty fucking basic. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that she could say that she can't because
that she won't.
Yeah.
Because she has better sense than that.
Yeah.
My mama taught me right.
That's right. Well, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Share around for those that are into this thing. Press that like button, subscribe, and y'all take it easy. Thank you so much for Miss Raven. Y'all take it easy.
Yes, you were wonderful. Thank you, Rick.